Hello learners, I am Dr. Vishal Sood, teacher educator. In the previous lesson, we have discussed about continuous and comprehensive evaluation, that is CCE. In that lesson, we have discussed about the meaning and the concept of CCE, the features of CCE, and now in today's lesson, we are going to proceed on the same topic, that is continuous and comprehensive evaluation, and we are going to discuss about the aspects which are covered under continuous and comprehensive evaluation, what is the need of continuous and comprehensive evaluation, and what are the objectives of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So our today's discussion, our today's lesson will focus on these main points that you can see on the screen, that today's discussion will orient around the scholastic and co-scholastic aspects of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Then we will discuss about the areas which are covered under scholastic aspect of CCE. Then the deliberations will be made on the areas covered under co-scholastic aspect of CCE. Then we will discuss about the need of CCE, that is why continuous and comprehensive evaluation is required. Then in the last part of today's discussion, we will discuss about the objectives of CCE, why the CCE should be there in schools. So today's framework of discussion will orient around these main points. So before going into detail or the explanations of these points of discussion, let us have recapitulation about the meaning of CCE, what we mean by continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation means, as you already know, that an evaluation which is carried out at regular intervals, at certain periods of time, and in which all the dimensions or all the domains of child's personality are assessed with the help of multi-techniques or multi-tools. That sort of evaluation is known as continuous and comprehensive evaluation. You can see on the screen that what is the meaning of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. It is a process of ensuring learning performance of the students through both formative and summative evaluation in different areas such as cognitive, affective and psychomotor to promote all-round development of the students. So what we understood by this definition? What we mean by this definition of CCE? This definition tells us that CCE is meant for promoting all-round development of the students, or CCE is meant for ensuring learning performance of the students. And for ensuring learning performance of the students and to promote all-round development of the students, there is provision of both formative as well as summative evaluation of the students. That means the evaluation is carried out during the formation of the content matter, at regular intervals, at short intervals, and evaluation is also carried out at the end of the course, at the end of the unit, that is summative evaluation. That means both formative and summative evaluation, they are the part of CCE. And we also have learned that in the comprehensiveness aspect of CCE covers all the three dimensions of the child personality, that is cognitive, affective and psychomotor. That means the child's knowledge and understanding is assessed, child's attitude, habits, values are also assessed, and the child's competencies or skills in different areas are also assessed, and not merely the child's subject knowledge is assessed. So that is the comprehensiveness in the evaluation. So this is the meaning of CCE, that the evaluation of child's performance is carried out at small intervals, on a regular basis, on a periodic basis, and all the areas of learning, whether it is subject related knowledge or it is co-curricular activities related skills or competencies or abilities, they are assessed in continuous and comprehensive evaluation. About this, about its features, we have already learned in the previous lesson. Now, what aspects are covered in CCE? That we are going to discuss. In comprehensiveness aspect of continuous and comprehensive evaluation, there are two types of aspect. One is the scholastic aspects and the others are co-scholastic aspects. Scholastic aspects and co-scholastic aspects in a combined manner make the comprehensiveness feature of CCE. Now, what we mean by scholastic aspects? You can see on the screen, scholastic aspects means the child's performance or the assessment of child's performance in different subject areas or in different contents which are taught to the students in the schools. Just like the students' knowledge or understanding or application abilities in mathematics, students' knowledge and understanding in the subject of science, students' knowledge and understanding or learning in languages, students' knowledge and understanding in the subject of social sciences. This means the scholastic aspect of CCE covers the subject related knowledge and understanding of the students. And when the evaluation of the knowledge and understanding of the students in different subjects, in different content matters, at regular intervals on a continual basis is carried out, then we say that the evaluation of the student is carried out continuously and that evaluation is in scholastic aspects. So, this is the one part of the CCE, the one part of comprehensive nature of the evaluation. That means scholastic aspects covered the students' knowledge and understanding or the learning performance in different school subjects or the different content matter that is being taught to the students in the schools through teaching learning process. So, this is the scholastic aspect. Another aspect which is included in the comprehensive feature of CCE is the co-scholastic aspects. You can see on the screen that what areas or what parts are covered under co-scholastic aspects of comprehensive feature of CCE. As you can see on the screen, co-scholastic aspect includes ICT, that is students' proficiency in information and communication technology, students' life skills. What type of life skills? Now, what we mean by life skills? Life skills, emotional skills, thinking skills and social skills. What type of life skills are possessed by the students? These are assessed. What type of thinking skills are possessed by the students? What type of social skills are possessed by the students? What type of emotional skills are possessed by the students? They are assessed by the teacher through different devices, through different tools. This may be through observation, this may be through personal interaction, this may be through interviews. So, assessment of life skills is a part of co-scholastic aspect. Then, attitude and values. What type of attitude and values are possessed by the students? Attitude towards the teachers, attitude towards the students, the classmates, attitude towards the school, attitude towards the parents, attitude towards studies, the moral values possessed by the students, social values possessed by the students. These all are covered in the co-scholastic aspect and these are assessed by the teacher through different formal or informal means. Then health and physical education is also a part of co-scholastic aspect in which the teacher assesses the participation level of the students in health and physical education related activities, in which the health status of the child is assessed, in which the hygienic status or the cleanliness status of the child is assessed by the teacher. So, this is also a part of co-scholastic aspect. Then scientific skills are assessed. Scientific skills are also covered under co-scholastic aspect. What type of practical skills? How to handle the apparatus? How to handle different type of equipments in laboratory? These skills are also covered under co-scholastic aspect. Then work education. That means the students' respect towards the manual labor, how much he participate in different activities, work education related activities or socially useful productive work, SUPW related activities. To what extent that child participates in those activities. It is also a part of co-scholastic aspect, and the participation level or the students' contribution towards the SUPW activities in the school, they are assessed by the teacher. Then students' performance in performing and visual arts. That means to what extent the student is participating in different cultural activities. It is also a part of co-scholastic aspect, and students' participation level in different cultural programs, cultural activities or co-academic activities or co-curricular activities organized by the school, that is assessed by the teacher through different means and through different measures. Then the creative skills, the literary skills, the linguistic skills of the students are also evaluated, and it also falls under the domain of co-scholastic aspect. And then the organizational and the leadership skills, or it is not possible that every student can be a good leader. There are the followership skills also. So organizational skills, leadership skills or the followership skills are also taken into consideration while making the assessment of co-scholastic aspect, which is a part of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. That means in scholastic aspect, in CCE, we try to evaluate the students' knowledge and understanding in different school subjects, just like students' academic achievement in mathematics, students' academic achievement in EVS, students' learning in science, students' learning achievement in social sciences. So that is the students' achievement in scholastic aspects. But in addition to that, in CCE, the students' performance or students' level is or learning is also assessed in terms of different co-academic aspects, co-scholastic aspects, which included ICT, life skills, attitude and values, health and physical education related activities, scientific skills possessed by the students, work education related activities, performance in performing and visual arts, literary and creative skills possessed by the students, and the organizational and leadership as well as the followership skills possessed by the students. So in these areas, the students' performance is also assessed by the teacher, and these two domains, these two aspects, one is the scholastic aspect, the other one is the co-scholastic aspects. Both are included in continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So these are the two aspects, that is scholastic and co-scholastic aspects of CCE. Now, you can see on the screen that what are co-scholastic aspects, and to measure the or to assess the performance of the students in co-scholastic aspects, we use different testing and non-testing techniques to measure or to assess the performance of students in co-scholastic areas, which we have discussed right now. Now, what co-scholastic aspects included? As per Central Board of Secondary Education, that is CBSE, you can see on the screen that co-scholastic aspects included work education, visual and performing arts, the students' performance in co-curricular activities, the attitude and values, the value system possessed by the students, and the life skills possessed by the students. Now, first of all, life skills. Co-scholastic aspect covers the life skills. Now, life skills means the emotional skills, the thinking skills, the social skills. What life skills are? Self-awareness. As per CBSE, self-awareness among the child. problem solving ability among the child, decision making ability among the child, the critical thinking ability and the creative thinking ability of the child. These all are the life skills which should be possessed by the student and which are required to be assessed by the teacher in the schools. Then the skill of making interpersonal relationship. It is also a life skill. How to make relations, good relations with others. This is to be assessed by the teacher. Then effective communication skills, the skill of empathy, the skill of managing own emotions as well as skill of managing others' emotions, the skill of dealing with stress. These all are the life skills which are very essential in today's scenario. In order to succeed in life, a child requires all these life skills, and that's why these life skills have made a part of the CCE, the school system or the education system, so that the younger generation could be imbibed with these life skills and they can succeed in their life or they can lead a better life in future. So all these life skills are covered under CCE and are required to be assessed or evaluated by the teachers. Then attitude and values. The students must possess proper attitude towards teachers, a favorable attitude or a proper attitude towards schoolmates, a proper attitude towards school programs and school environment. So, what type of attitude is possessed by the student? It needs to be assessed by the teachers. What type of social values or social skills and moral values are possessed by the students? These need to be assessed by the teacher. That means in CCE, under co-scholastic aspect, we try to assess or evaluate the value system that is possessed by the students. What type of overall value structure is being within the students so that they can contribute towards the social welfare, the social development, and ultimately towards the goal of national development. Then, under co-scholastic aspect of CCE, the students' participation level in co-curricular activities is also assessed. That means the students' participation level or involvement level in health and physical education related activities, in games and sports is also assessed. Sometimes it is seen that certain students are not able to participate in different physical education related activities or games and sports related activities. It doesn't mean that as a teacher you will assign them the lowest grade. No. In CCE, if a student is not able to participate in one or the other activity due to one or the other reason, just like physical weakness or just like physical handicapness, then the student's participation in other activities is given due weightage, and this portion where he or she is not participating is not taken into consideration, should not be taken into consideration by the teacher. Then students' participation level in cultural programs, cultural activities, or work education related activities, or those activities just like visual and performing arts, cultural programs, debate competitions, quizzes, or different dramas. In all these activities, in gardening, what is the level of the participation of the students? This all needs to be assessed, and this should be done according to the abilities of the students, the interests of the students. We must take into consideration as a teacher what are the interests or the abilities or the competencies possessed by the students, so that where the students' potentialities are more, as a teacher you can nurture those potentialities. As a teacher you can nourish or flourish those potentialities to the optimum level, and those students can go to the topmost level in that area. So these are the co-scholastic aspects which are covered under continuous and comprehensive evaluation. And for assessment of co-scholastic aspects, for assessing the performance of the students in these co-scholastic aspects which you can see on the screen: life skills, attitudes, co-curricular activities, visual and performing arts, work education. For this, as a teacher, you can make use of testing techniques and non-testing techniques. That means you can use the formal mechanism as well as you can use the informal mechanism to assess the performance of students in co-scholastic areas. Now, when we talk of CCE, why there is need to assess the students in both scholastic as well as co-scholastic areas? You can see on the screen that CCE is required, is needed to provide a holistic profile of the student through assessment of both scholastic and co-scholastic aspects of education. That means you know that the main aim of education is the holistic development of child personality, all-round development of child personality. So CCE is required to provide or to present a holistic picture of the student through assessment of his participation level or his performance in both scholastic activities and co-scholastic or co-curricular activities which are organized in the school. When the performance of the students in both subject-related knowledge and understanding and different co-curricular activities will be assessed by the teacher, then a overall picture of the child personality will come into limelight. And for that holistic development of child personality, CCE, continuous and comprehensive evaluation, is required. Then CCE is needed to identify the latent and hidden talents of the students in different contexts. As a teacher, you must have seen certain students, or even as a student when you were the students in the school, you have seen that certain children or certain students were having special talents, but those talents were not in the forefront because the teacher was not able to find out or to identify that latent or the hidden talent. But when CCE, the continuous and comprehensive evaluation, is employed by the teacher and students' participation level in different sort of activities is observed, then the teacher can come to know what type of special talents, what type of special competencies, what type of special abilities are possessed by the students, and thus it makes a basis for the teacher to nourish, to nurture those potentialities, those special talents in the children. Then CCE is needed to identify strategies for raising students' achievement. That means in order to enhance students' learning level, how the students' learning performance can be enhanced, what strategies can be adopted by the teacher to improve the learning standards. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation is required. Now, how? The evaluation will be on a continual basis. The teacher will conduct assessment of the students at small or short intervals, and he will come to know about the child difficulties, the hard spots in learning, and as a result, the teacher will also come to know how a student is learning, what type of learning styles are being adopted by the student to learn a particular concept. Then in that case, what strategies can be adopted to remove those learning difficulties? That can be only possible through continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Then CCE is required to suggest suitable tools and techniques for students' evaluation. How students' assessment can be made with the help of different tools. What type of devices, what type of techniques, what type of instruments can be used to assess students' performance in scholastic areas as well as co-scholastic areas. Whether there should be a formal mechanism for evaluation or there will be an informal mechanism to evaluate students' performance in different areas. Then CCE, with the help of continuous and comprehensive evaluation, we can use this as a tool for continuous improvement of the school and the students. That means when the students' performance will be evaluated in different areas and our focus will be on the overall child's personality development, then it will lead to the school improvement and the improvement in the students. Then, in order to improve the schools, how to plan a comprehensive evaluation program, how to evaluate students, what type of strategies are to be adopted by the teachers. For that, planning can be done by the school administration. For that, the plans can be formulated by the school authorities so that a comprehensive, a detailed program of evaluation can be created by the authorities so that the improvement in the schools can be made, which will ultimately lead towards the improvement of quality of education. So, for these reasons, we require continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Now, what are the objectives of CCE? Why CCE should be there in the schools? You can see on the screen that the first objective of continuous and comprehensive evaluation is to help develop cognitive, psychomotor and affective aspects of the student's personality. That means all the dimensions of child personality can be developed with the help of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So, in order to develop the cognitive aspect, the psychomotor aspect and the affective aspect of students' personality, CCE will mainly orient about that. Then the objective of CCE is to lay emphasis on the thought processes and de-emphasize memorization. That means in CCE, the main focus remains on developing or improving the thought processes among the children, and they de-emphasize or de-stress on rote memorization. That means there should be the knowledge and understanding should be not through rote memorization, rather the focus of CCE is to improve the thought processes, the thinking processes among the children. Another objective of continuous and comprehensive evaluation is to make evaluation an integral part of teaching learning process. That means what we wish here, we wish that teaching learning process and the process of evaluation, they are not separable from each other. Rather, they are supplementary and complementary to each other. That means in order to assess the effectiveness or the efficacy of the teaching learning process, we require evaluation. And in order to improve the teaching learning process, evaluation provides us feedback, and on the basis of that feedback, we can as a teacher improve our teaching learning process. So, in order to make evaluation an integral part of teaching learning process, a regular part of teaching learning process, an inseparable part of teaching learning process, CCE is required for that. Then another objective of continuous and comprehensive evaluation is to use evaluation for improvement of students' achievement and teaching learning strategies on the basis of regular diagnosis followed by remedial instruction. That means evaluation for improvement of students' achievement and teaching learning strategies. So the main focus of CCE is to improve the students' learning levels and to improve the teaching learning strategies so that diagnostic measures or the remedial instruction can be provided to the students to improve learning among them. Then another objective is to use evaluation as a quality control device. To improve the quality of education, we require CCE. To bridge the gap between actual performance and desired performance. That means what we wish from our education system or from the teaching learning process, and what is the level of performance being witnessed in the classrooms or in the schools. To bridge that gap, to fill that gap, CCE is required. And to maintain desired standards of performance, CCE is required. Then another objective of CCE is to take appropriate decisions about the student, about the process of learning and the learning environment. That on the basis of CCE, we can make decisions how to continue the process of learning, how to improve the learning environment, and the final aim of all this is to improve the learning levels of the students. Then the last objective of CCE is to make the process of learning and teaching a learning-centered and a learner-centered activity. That means CCE has been introduced in the schools to make this process of learning and teaching not a teacher-centered activity, not a content-centered activity, rather than the main focus of teaching learning process should be on the learning and the learner, the student, for whose betterment we all as a teacher are working, for whose welfare we all teachers are working in our areas. So these are the objectives of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So learners, what we discussed, what we learned in today's lesson, we discussed about the scholastic and co-scholastic aspects of CCE, what we mean by scholastic aspects and what areas are covered under co-scholastic aspect of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Then we discussed in detail why continuous and comprehensive evaluation is needed in schools, what are its advantages or the importance for the teachers and for the schools. And in the last part of today's discussion, we deliberated on the objectives of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. I hope that you all have understood about all these aspects, the needs, the objectives, the scholastic and co-scholastic aspect of continuous and comprehensive evaluation in a better way. Thank you. Have a good day.